It is such a pleasure to be here today. I am beyond moved. My name is Leah Goard, and I am a business and life strategist. And you could say I'm in the business of transformation. And what I want to talk to you about today is something that's really important to me. And it's something that I call the myth of transformation. You see, there's a very powerful personal revolution happening in our world, and women are at the forefront of it. Everywhere you look, you see images and stories of people, hear stories of people who are living out their dreams, and the clear message that you too can transform your life. How do you do that? How do you create that magical life that they're all talking about? It can be deeply inspiring, and at the same time, it can be incredibly paralyzing. The first thing to understand is there is a myth. You see, transformation is not a destination. Transformation is your soul's sacred evolution. It's the hard road. It's the one that has deep holes and painful turns, and the one that takes tremendous courage and strength, vulnerability and wisdom to navigate. It's the journey that leads you to your light, and it is the one that matters the most. What I know to be true is that too often we start out on a very different path, and unknowingly we set about to abandon who we truly are. We deny our own power, we destroy our own trust, and we break our own hearts, all in an attempt to reach that destination and become who we think we're supposed to be, that one who will be loved and never left. Yet real transformation starts by embracing all of who we are, accepting and honoring our magical nature, our perfectly imperfect humanness, and the sacred vessel that we were born into. Only then can our true selves emerge, and can we create the life that we want and make the impact that we so desire in the world. So I've been down many roads, and like yours, some of those things that happened were not in my direct control. Others I unconsciously chose in an attempt to keep myself sheltered from my greatest fear, that I alone am not worthy. At the age of 6, I lost my mom. When I was 15, I was sexually assaulted. And by the time I was 17, I was almost twice the size I am now. And I spent my teen summers covered in layers of clothing with duct tape wrapped around my breasts. At 18, I packed my bags and I spent over a decade in 3 countries, living through various versions of myself, often blurred by who I thought I needed to be. I've had a shaved head and a completely pierced body. I've worn diamond rings and Japanese silk kimonos. For the record, and for those who know me, I have never worn pink. Just saying. I've navigated deeply abusive relationships. I was forced into bankruptcy, and I had the relationship with the love of my life shatter. What I now understand is that all that time, I was trying to come home to me. And that the most sacred contract that you have is the one between you and your soul. So how do you peel away the layers and become that person you really are? How do you bridge that gap between where you are now and where you want to be? What I know to be true is that transformation happens in the moment-by-moment decisions you make that bring you closer and align you with your truth and who you really are, or take you further away. In each of your moments, you have the choice to come from a place of fear and old stories and pain and contract. Or you have the power to choose from a place of love and trust and expand. When I look back on my windy journey, the most transformational moments are the ones I simply chose to expand. Like the day I finally decided to start fueling my body instead of starving and stuffing it. Like the split-second decision I made to walk away from an ex as he held a knife to his own throat, yet held me responsible. The choice I made to be grateful every day when I was forced to lose everything. The times when I'm in tune with what I need and I simply say, no, thank you. Every time I take a deep breath in inspired, imperfect action and say yes to opportunities to just keep showing up, even when I'm terrified, like I've done today and like each one of you have done today to be in this room together. I'm standing here in front of you today, really sweaty, and maybe a bit drunk on Rescue Remedy, but healthier than I've ever been. I'm a really present single mom. I own a thriving business, and I get to dance with the most amazing people every single day. And I know that all of what I have is a direct result for every moment, as hard as it was, I chose to expand. So I like to create things, and like processes and that kind of stuff. And I created something called the expansion method for decision making. It's a profoundly simple tool, and I really want to share it with you today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by asking you if you'll join me. I'm going to invite you to all close your eyes. Now, I want you to think about a decision that you have to make. Maybe it's a big decision, or maybe it's a small one. For example, your decision could be whether to say yes or no to a new job. Maybe it's whether to talk to your spouse or partner about something. Or maybe it's just whether to eat chicken or pasta for dinner tonight. With your decision, you may have many options, but for our purpose today, I'd like to ask that you come up with 2 options. So first, I want you to let go of all the chattering that may be happening surrounding your decision. Take a very deep breath and drop that decision down into your belly and feel it there. Now take the first option that you have in your mind and walk yourself to the outcome. So for example, if I were saying yes to a new job, I would imagine myself calling up the company and saying yes, then preparing for my first day on the job. As you hold this answer, I want you to tune into your body and see how you feel. Do you feel contracted? That feeling of contraction could be described as deflated, or compromised, a leak of energy, anxiety. Or do you feel expanded, a sense of power, freedom, deep excitement, alignment, and inner yes? And I'm just going to give you a moment with that. Now take the second option that you have, and in your mind, I want you to walk yourself to that outcome, even if it's chicken or pasta. As you hold this answer, tune into your body and see how you feel. Do you feel contracted or expanded? And please open your eyes. That is the expansion method. So when doing this exercise, it's important to understand a couple of things. One, that fear may be present even when you're expanding. But there are other indicators that tell you that you're moving into alignment, such as a subtle sense of hope or freedom. And second, that if you don't get a clear answer, then you need to information gather a little bit. So take the time and space you need, information gather, and then come back to it. So my ask is that you take this simple method on your journey as you navigate your way home. It will change your experience, and your life will begin to reflect back to you what you most desire, one expanded decision at a time. Thank you.